Hello and welcome to my latest sales roundup video. This is a sales roundup from the 27th of July to today, the 3rd of August. So I was going to do these live, but I'm going to leave that until probably 2 weeks time when my kids go back to school, just so there's no interruptions. So let's begin. So this is basically following on from the sales from last week. It doesn't include all the sales. I also have Facebook sales and some Amazon items up, but these are just eBay sales at the moment. So the first item were these flushable toilet seat covers. I bought these about a year ago now, one of the first items I bought from the auctions. Now I bought, it must have been getting onto 1,000 of these individual packets. So I've lotted them up and I sell them as packs of 10, which is one individual packet there, 10 sheets. I sell them as 50, which is the one here, and I sell them in packs of like 100, all for various prices. The more they buy, the cheaper they get. They sell every so often. I've made well more than, I think they cost me £2 for the 1,000, so I've probably made about £50 off them in total so far, and I've still got most of them left. So apart from taking up a shelf in my storage, it's all profits on this. And these sold for £7 free postage. Now they go large letter, so just about squeeze in. I put two on top of each other, and they go large letter for £1.26, I think. So a little bit of profit there. Not great, but it's all profit now. This is an auction lot I got. It was just dumped in a box of random electricals. This is a Denon RC154 remote control. It was tested using the old trick of pointing it at your smartphone camera. It all seems to work. So it's got a few little marks on it from use, but it's quite vintage. And this sold for £19.95 free postage. This actually I sent via parcel to go because it was under the 1 kilogram limit there. So I think that went for £2.36, I think it is. This is another auction lot I had. I bought about, I think it must have been about 3 boxes of kitchen items, and this was in one of them. I had a couple of other different trays in there and various teapots and things. I've done really well out of that lot. I think the whole lot cost me about £5, so I sold one of these previously. I actually had 2 identical ones, and this second one, the last one I've got, sold for £17.95 plus postage of £3.99. Actually, I think I accepted an offer on this for £15, so it was £15 plus £3.99 postage. There's a few little scrapes on there, as you can see, so I was happy enough with £15 for that. The first one I sold was much nicer. I got these wheel trims at a boot sale. I think it cost me £2 for the 4 of them. I think I've got 4 of them, and I've listed them all individually. These are a little bit slower seller than the previous lot. I had some 14-inch Vauxhall wheel trims, basically identical, but they were 14-inch. These are 15-inch, and these are a bit of a slow seller this time. They're all in really nice condition. I think one of them, it's probably the front passenger side, is a little bit more scraped. I think that's a little bit cheaper, but I've got the part numbers on there here, as you can see, and this one sold for $13.95 plus $3.99 shipping. This is a large bundle of classical CDs. Again, part of a large auction lot I won, of all different types of CDs, and I've split them up and I've separated them out into the different genres, and these are all the classical ones, and there was 26 in total, and I didn't bother listing each individual CD. I just allowed them to zoom in, and they can zoom in and see what they are from the photos. Plenty of photos there to be able to see what artists they are. And I got £8.98 plus £3.50 shipping. This I've had for a very long time. It was at the bottom of a box of an auction lot. There was a couple of completeds on there, so I stuck it on eBay. It's been on eBay for a long time now, probably about 6 months, but it eventually sold for £2.95 plus $2.99 shipping, and I was pleased to see that gone. Now this is an interesting one. This black and white TV, actually we found this at the local tip, and my wife was at the tip and she saw this at the side of the electrical TV drop-off bit, and she asked the guys if she could take it. They said yes, so she took it, and I stuck it on eBay for £39.95, but I accepted an offer of £35 plus postage for it. It's actually going off to somebody who apparently made them back in the day. So he sent me an email saying he wanted it really packaged up really well. So I did that, wrapped it in loads of bubble wrap, loads of cardboard, and I think I even double boxed this. So it should get there in one piece, fingers crossed. I sent it UPS via shuttle, and yeah, so that was 100% profit there. Very, very pleased with that. I tested it, it all works. I think there's a photo of it there, but I did test it also with a games console. But these do quite well by the looks of things. So worth keeping your eye out for these. They used to be complete trash, but they appear to be back in fashion again for collectors and gaming people as well, play games on them. This is part of a lot I bought. I bought a load of 45 RPM 80s singles at auction. I think it cost me £15 the whole box. I probably sold enough now. I'm probably about breaking even on it, and I've still got another 100 of them left or something. So now I'm into profit with them basically, and they go large letter. I basically wrap them in cardboard when I send them out. So it's £3.98 and free shipping, and it went £1.26 second class large letter. This is a camera that I sold for $19.99 with £3.99 shipping. It's a nice one actually, a trip camera, Olympus trip camera, and it's got the original case, so it's a nice one. Again, it's always useful to put the words Lomo in the title to get people looking at it. Also the words point and shoot are always good as well. This is a Nintendo Wii console. It's only the main console unit. I sell these as individual bits. I part them out. I sell the power pack, the wires, controllers, and usually that helps them sell. I do keep a full setup as well available all the time, but I pick these up at auction and at car boot sales. I always reset them to the defaults, factory defaults, and update them as well. Connect them to the Wi-Fi before I sell them. Check the games work on them. And yeah, this one went for £11.55 with free shipping. This is a Minolta AF S camera. This sold for £18.95 with £3.50 shipping. It was a nice camera. Tested it the best I could without the film by putting a battery in it and letting the flash go, and that all seemed to work. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Nice sale. I think this would have been part of an auction lot of a big bundle of cameras I bought. I usually buy boxes of cameras and then gradually go through them. I've got literally tens of cameras left to list, all the same sort of thing. This is a Rainfall Meter, which was in a box of electrical items. It was brand new. I think it was sealed as well in the box. And yeah, this sold for £9.99 plus £2.99 shipping. Again, this was part of the electrical lots I buy. I would have bought that lot for something else. I wouldn't have bought it for this rain monitor, so this is just extra profits on top of the amount I got for whatever it was that was in the box that I bought the auction lot for. And here you go. This is a Nintendo Wii Motion Plus inside gaming remote. This one sold for, actually I sold two of these. I sold two of these to this buyer for £27.90 with free shipping. They were fully tested. I test them as I'm testing the games consoles and all the other equipment that I split up on the Wii consoles. And yeah, that's good profit. I actually had 3 available and shortly we'll see the other one that sold as well. This is a JVC battery charger for a camcorder that comes with the little adapter you put in place of the battery, and you can run the camcorder straight from the mains without a battery. I would have split this up from the camcorder because the camcorder wouldn't have worked, so it's probably a camcorder that didn't play tapes, or it was just completely dead, one of the two, and I would have split it up and just sold this separately. And I got $14.99 plus $3.99 postage. It would have cost me, I'm guessing the camcorder lot would have cost me between £5 and £8. This was a nice lot. This was a vintage Auto Deluxe coffee maker for cars and things. You just plug it into the cigarette lighter. It came with the cups and instructions, and in the original box. A little bit of damage here which I declared, and I got $8.99 free postage on that. Again, this would have been part of an auction lot. Here's a Wii Remote with the Nunchuck. This is a standard remote this time, sold for $12.95 free postage. So I join these together, the Wii Remote and the Nunchucks, and they do sell quite well. I haven't got any more left. I did have 3, and they've all sold now at $12.95 with free shipping. Here we have a Sony Handycam I bought at auction. I believe I sold this as spares repairs because, yes, because it powers on, but I didn't actually have any tapes of this particular type left to test it, so I had to sell it basically as untested, and I got $14.99 plus $3.99 postage on it, and I was pleased to see that go. I would have split up the power pack with that as well, just to get as many out of the lot as I could. As again, it probably cost me between £5 and £8, which is what I usually pay for these camcorders. Here we have another small item, a Casio FX83ES calculator, made in Japan. As you can see, I took a photo of the numbers typed in. Came with a case. Nice calculator, but not a massive value in it. It's only £6.95 with free postage. This was a surprise sale that I listed earlier on in this week actually, and it sold pretty much straight away for $15.99. Brand new and sealed. It had sealed contents. The bag here was completely sealed. A few little scuffs to the outer casing, but it sold for £15.99 free shipping, which was really good. Quite pleased with that. Jigsaws is something I've dabbled in the past, but never really done quite well off them. But I got this as part of an auction lot, so I had it, so I thought I might as well list it. I did well. I've listed a few other jigsaws now as well. I only tend to list the brand new ones. This was a board game I've had for absolutely ages. It went through Q4 last year with no buyers, no interest, but it sold a couple of days ago for £6.95 free shipping, and it's out the door. It was basically new. A lot of the contents were still sort of carded on there and not removed, but I sold it as used. Here's the last Wii Motion Plus controller I mentioned, and I got £13.95 free shipping for that. So I haven't got any more of those, but I've left I used the good till cancelled and the out of stock option, so when I do get some more, I'll just increase my stock on it again. I don't actually often see the Wii Remote Plus inside. It's usually the standard controllers with the additional attachments. I think I have actually got some of these, but they're black. I think the ones I've got are still in stock. I haven't listed them yet, but I'll probably put them on as a new listing. This was part of a large computer software lot I bought at auction, probably getting on to a year ago now. There's quite a few different software titles there. This was one of them. Weird Park, Scary Tales. They're all sealed in the packet, and quite cheap games though. But this sold for $3.99 plus free shipping, and it goes large letter in a jiffy bag. This was an ink cartridge that fits a Smith Corona electric typewriter. I actually sold the typewriter on its own, and I kept the brand new cartridge that came with it to sell separately, because I saw that it had value on its own. It's just an extra, $8.99 that I got for it, on top of whatever I got for the typewriter, so seems silly to bundle it with it when you can sell it separately. Did take a while to sell actually, but it takes up no space. But yeah, pleased it's gone. This was purchased by someone this week, but they haven't paid for it, and I think the same happened last week in my sales roundup. Same item. This person hasn't paid for it, but they did message me and said, as you can see, they've got the model number there, and they said they sent me a message after they bought it. Actually, I think I accepted an offer of £35 on it. Then they sent me an email saying, I'm looking for the DVD SH863 model, not the 853 model. So I just replied and said, sorry, I've only got the one I've got listed. I've only got the one you purchased, I think I actually said. Just to prove a point that they've actually bought it when they put in the offer. So I don't particularly want to cancel it as buyer requested, because he hasn't actually requested to cancel it. I'm hoping to give him a strike on eBay, because I'm just annoyed at people like that who put in offers and then they want to change their minds. So yeah, this didn't sell. I don't expect him to pay. In fact, I hope he doesn't pay, because he'll probably just return it. But I'm hopefully going to be able to get a non-paying bidder strike in for that. This is a kit of little O-rings I actually make up myself. I buy them in bulk and then I make up a set, because I actually own one of these cars and I had to build a setup myself. So I decided to make the set and sell it on eBay. So I've been selling these for, it's got to be getting on for 6 or 7 years now, at $14.95 with free first class postage. And they do sell well. They probably sell once a month. I sell one of them. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. This item is a Super Mario Kart for Super Nintendo. Just the kart, no box or anything. Fully works. Actually paid up for this really, because I bought a console bundle from Gumtree. I think I did a video on it quite a long time ago. I'm not sure how much it cost me. I think it was like £115 for a SNES, a Mega Drive, some games, a Game Boy, and I think a couple of other things. So I still haven't sold the SNES. I've still got a couple of the Super Nintendo games left. This one sold. I think I accepted an offer of £18.50 for this, but the guy was going to collect it, which means I didn't have any shipping. So I thought that was fair enough, and that's gone. So it's about the price it's worth without a box. So yeah, pleased that's gone, and there was no PayPal fee because he paid cash. He actually, if I seem to remember, he actually gave me a £20 note because he didn't have any change, and I didn't have any change to give him any change. So he said just keep the 20. So I actually got £20 for it. But it sold on eBay for £18.50. And there was no postage or PayPal fees on that one. Of course there was eBay fees. This is a My Monopoly game board. This is one to avoid. Doesn't sell very well. This ran through all of last fourth quarter with no sales. It's brand new. Had it up there for $9.95 with free postage. All the way through fourth quarter it didn't sell, and for some reason it sold the other day. So it's eventually sold. I knew it would in the end. It was brand new, completely factory sealed. I can't remember how much I paid for this. I'm assuming I got it as part of an auction lot, but it wouldn't have been much. So I was pleased to see that go at $9.95. This is a GPS sat-nav unit that it fully works. Tested it outside. The only downside to this, I haven't got the power supply with it. The way I tried it was I tested it with a spare power supply I had, but I couldn't bundle that with the unit because I needed that. I think it might have even been one of my own power supplies, but it fully works, and I got £8.95 for it, free postage. It was just part of another electronics bundle that I bought from auction. This is a camping gas lamp, which I bought at a boot sale. It hasn't got the lid. Unfortunately, I must have been having a bit of a bad day and I didn't think. I think it was only £1, but it was a bit of a bad buy because without the lid it really devalues it. But I got £9.95 plus £3.99 postage for it, which isn't too bad considering. So I was pleased to see that gone as well. I got this compact AV sender. It's one of those old things that you plug into a TV in one room and then put the receiver in another room, and you can receive the signal. These actually go for quite a lot. It's probably a thing to keep a lookout for because I didn't think they had any value. But this one seems to, and my one is actually brand new in the box. And it sold for, I think I took an offer. Did I take an offer? Yes, I took an offer of £20 for it, plus £2.99 postage. So it was brand new, apart from somebody had written study on there, but the contents are completely sealed. I think I've got a couple of photos there of it. This was part of an auction haul, just dumped in the box of a load of electrical equipment again. I listed it, actually I had two of these and I smashed one by mistake in my storage, but this sold for £5.99 free postage. Pleased to see that gone. It was actually, it's brand new, but it had been sort of opened, but yeah, worth the listing just to get rid of it. A little bit extra cash there. This was a nice digital camera, 12.1 megapixel Sony CyberShot camera, and this sold for, I took an offer actually, £14 I took an offer on this for, £14 plus £3.99 postage. I printed out the instructions and put them on a CD because there was quite a thick manual that would have come with it. It's one with a Carl Zeiss lens. A nice camera actually. I think the reason I put it so cheap is because I didn't have a spare battery to go with it, and the batteries to buy were pretty expensive. I tested it with another battery I had, but I obviously needed that for the other camera that I also had up, so it was just a case of using the one battery I had for the most expensive camera, and this was the cheaper one of the two. So yeah, pleased with that sale. This is another item I actually build up myself. I've got a Mercedes SL Classic car, and I restored it back in 2009. and I had to replace all the bumper bolts because they all rust away. It's like a common rust area. So what I did at that point, I purchased all the correct size bolts and all the different types of bolts, and I started to create my own kit, and I've sold this again since basically that time, so getting on to a year now. 10 years now I've been selling this item, and I'm getting £30 free postage on it, and they sell it every so often. It starts to pick up during the winter because I think people take the classic cars off the road for the winter, and they do repairs over the winter. In the summer they want to be using it, so they don't want to be taking their bumpers off. So hopefully the sales will start to pick up on this particular item over the next few months. This was an auction lot, I believe. Would have paid probably £2 or £3 for this. It's a Skoll pedicure foot spa. Really nice condition, possibly even brand new, but I listed it as used because I wasn't sure. But it was lovely condition. Make a really nice, ideal gift for someone. And it sold, I think I took an offer of £20 plus £3.99 postage. So I was pleased with that. I posted that today actually. This is another one of those Despicable Me balloons I sold last week, and I got £3.95 for it, with free postage. This will go large letter, standard second class. I actually posted this morning, and I used my eBay packaging for it because it fits nicely into these smaller envelopes. This is another 45 RPM record, 398 for this one. Diana Ross chain reaction. Again, this was part of that £15 record auction lot I bought, so I'm getting into profit now with these. So yeah, and I've still got, I think it's here, got a big box of them here, and there's another box somewhere of them. So yeah, I've got lots and lots of them left. Still got quite a few to list actually. So that was all the sales this week up to this point. I did want to comment on an item I'd sold a couple of weeks ago. Actually it was probably a couple of weeks ago, and he's put in a return case for it. Well, actually he's emailed me, he hasn't put in a case yet, but I'm expecting one. Now as you can see here, I've put Yamaha Portatone keyboard, excellent keyboard with host of features, fully tested, working in good condition, some scratches, scuffs from use, along with some damage to one of the keys pictured. So he's saying that he's received it and it's scuffed. What are we going to do about it? I think he's fishing for a partial refund, but he can just send it back. So as you can see here, I took plenty of photos, and you can see there's various little scuffs on there, hence me taking these photos. But it's not bad. I wouldn't say it was bad condition. I wouldn't say it was excellent, but certainly not too bad. As I say, there's the damage to the key I mentioned, but it was fully working. So anyway, so he's going to send me some photos. I've asked for photos of the damage that he says there is, so I can compare it to my photo here and hopefully get eBay to accept that it's a remorse case rather than an item not as described when he puts it in. but I was looking at his feedback, and this is the guy's feedback. Looks great, doesn't it, from the from his feedback here. But if you click feedback left for others, here we go. All these sellers, all these individual sellers. Yesterday I unpacked the instruments and saw that it was damaged. And that's the same comment for all of these different buyers. No doubt I'm going to have the same comment. At least it's not a negative feedback. But he obviously plays the system, shall we say. So yeah, I expect that one's going to come back shortly. Also, the sewing machine I sold last week, the Singer sewing machine, the buyer's saying that isn't working either. This sewing machine, apparently it's not working properly, so that's probably going to come back as well. A 0 rated user. It was working, so I tested it, but I have to take these returns back. It's part of the game. So there's 2 returns I'll be getting, quite high value returns. I did have another return request where somebody put in a claim about 40 days after they bought it, saying it didn't fit. Put in a eBay claim, which I closed because it was past the 30-day return. So they put in a PayPal claim, which after a little bit of to and fro with PayPal refunded them and let me keep the money. Which is annoying because again it shows that people can just get away with this, and she gets to keep the item. So I hope you found that enjoyable and might have been some help there with items you sell. Hope everybody's sales have done well this week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.